Baltasar Gracian. All people have a high opinion of themselves, and the more they think, the less they are worth. Ease in everything. It gives life to virtues, inspires speeches, animates deeds, colors everything beautiful in a person. Never fight someone who has nothing to lose. It's an unequal duel. Do not chase much, strive for depth. The essence of greatness is not quantity, but quality. The excellent is always singular and rare. What a lot, the price is low. Feeling reigns at 20. Talent reigns at 30. Reason reigns at 40. Hope is a master at forging the truth. Never act in the heat of passion. You will do everything wrong. Dominance over one's passions is a property of the highest greatness of the spirit. This very sublimity protects the spirit from base influences alien to it. There is no higher power than power over oneself, over one's passions, than victory over their self-will. It is better to be asked than thanked. The dependent are more useful than the kind. A person who can wait. He must have both great courage and considerable patience. Never rush or get excited. Learn to rule yourself. Then you will rule others. One has to go a long way to a favorable occasion. To apologize in advance is to blame yourself. It is better to be deceived in the price than in the product. To announce the plan is to destroy it. Then flaws are found in it ahead of time, and if it fails, it will turn out to be doubly unfortunate. In thoughts, with the minority. In speeches, with the majority. Understanding life and understanding people are far from the same thing. Great wisdom is to comprehend characters and capture moods. Whoever enters the house of happiness through the door of pleasure usually leaves through the door of suffering. There is so much to know, so little is given to live, and life without knowledge is not life. There is no life with women, but there is none without them. If you want respect, don't start with an insult. Whoever enters the house of happiness through the door of pleasure usually leaves through the door of suffering. Understanding life and understanding people are far from the same thing. Great wisdom is to comprehend characters and capture moods. Anyone can become an enemy. Not everyone can become a friend. Try not to be known as a deceiver, even though today it is impossible to live without being one. Your biggest trick should be not to show your trick. The world is full of fools, but no one notices their stupidity, does not even suspect. Sometimes the best medicine for trouble is to forget about it. But we forget about this medicine itself. There are people with the property of that dish that absorbs the smell of the first liquid poured into it, either fragrant or smelly. A man is judged by his friends. Don't lie, but don't tell the whole truth either. Nothing requires such careful treatment as the truth. This is bloodletting from the very heart of our hearts. Respect yourself if you want to be respected. Fools are all who seem to be fools, and half of those who do not. An envious person dies not once, but as much as he hears praises from his opponent. Don't flaunt everything you have. You won't surprise anyone tomorrow. From the marriage of fantasy with desire, something more is born than life allows. Do not succumb to vulgar mood swings. Great is he who is not subject to whims. Foolish is he who does not recognize fools, and even more foolish is he who, having recognized them, does not leave them. Two things quickly finish a man: stupidity and debauchery. Some lost their lives because they didn't know how to save it, and others because they didn't want to. Forgetting is more grace than art. Know how to control yourself, so that neither in happiness nor in misfortune you will not be condemned for incontinence, but you would be amazed at the height of the spirit. To each pick up a master key. That is the art of managing people. Sincere people are loved, but deceived. The highest prudence is to make the difficult decision to leave this world as we found it. The surest way to be kind is to always be inflappable. Not every continuation is development. A word seems easy to the one who throws it, but heavy to the one it hits. A wise man appreciates everyone, for he sees the good in everyone. A wise man benefits more from enemies than a fool from friends. Don't mess with those who have nothing to lose. The duel will be unequal. Decency is found in speeches, but much more accurately in deeds. A lofty mind applied for low purposes is worthy of contempt. When you have a conversation or an argument, conduct it as if you were playing chess. Do not torment yourself with discontent. This is cowardice. But self-satisfaction is also foolishness. Look for love that comes not so much from the heart as from the mind. It is worthy of the personality. With your restraint you will lead the restraint of another beyond the boundaries, then his desires will be revealed, although his heart was impenetrable. A polite way of not refusing outright is to change the conversation. Sometimes there is nothing smarter than pretending to be incomprehensible. To turn possible sorrows into joys means to be able to live. He who is sensitive to trifles shows a petty soul. He who pretends to be deaf hears more than he would like. Protecting a bad deed is worse than the deed itself. Whom nothing angers, he has no heart, and the insensitive cannot be a person. Many do not lose their minds just because they do not have it. If you see one lion, you have seen them all. You see one sheep, you also saw them all. But to see one person is to see only one person, and even that one cannot be recognized. Some value books by their length, as if they were written to exercise the hands, not the mind. Never show half the work. Let them admire it in its finished form. The beginning is always clumsy, and this clumsy image remains in the imagination. The memory of it prevents one from enjoying a thing that has already been completed. For whom there are no evil ones, there are no good ones either. It is not the gilder who creates the deity, but the worshipper. You do not know how to bear the burden of adversity. You aggravate their severity. The polite way to not refuse outright is to change the conversation. Connect with people you can learn from. Let your communication with friends Be a school of knowledge and conversation and exquisitely pleasant learning. Look at your friends as mentors and season the benefits of learning with the enjoyment of conversation. Before you start a joke, you need to know the limit of patience of the one you want to play a joke on. Some friends are good at a distance, others near, one who is not very suitable. For conversation is excellent in correspondence. Distance smooths out the flaws that are unbearable in close communication. Thanks for watching.